Good day, fellow crafters. Welcome back to the Forget-Me-Not Card Company YouTube channel. I'm Tamara, the Card Creator, and today we're crafting up something absolutely delicious with the brand new Pizza Time and Pizza Box die sets from Pixie Dust Designs. Whether you're making a fun birthday card, a party invite, or just a charming design for a pizza lover, these dies make it easy to add playful layers and mouth-watering details to your projects. So grab your favorite cardstock and let's dive into this project. The Pizza Time and Pizza Box die sets are so fun, they might make you crave a slice. Don't say I didn't warn you. This wonderful die set, Pizza Box, from the April 2025 release is absolutely scrumptious. There are such cute ideas that you can do with this box. It comes with the edgers so that you can make your box as beautiful or as colorful as you wish. With the die sets as Pizza Box or Pizza Time, you have two different alternatives on how you can label your pizza box. For simplicity of this project, I've already die cut all my pieces out. For the box, I did it on a cream color, almost like an ecru color cardstock, and scored the edges with my bone folder. Takes just a moment to do, but once it's done, it's easy to line up my little pieces. I had this fun vibe of cardstock with red and white. Again, not really white, but more of that cream color, which matched my cardstock base that I was using. Add a little bit of my favorite glue, which is the Barely Arts liquid glue, and I start adhering my pieces. I have found that it is easier to glue all my pieces first before adhering my project into place. I first do the front part of my pizza box, then go to the sides. However, what I did was I put my sides for the bottom, not the top. And I don't figure this out until much later, so I ended up cutting 2 more pieces to add to the top, which you'll see later in the video. Once my sides are adhered, then I adhered the back, just to give it a nice finished look. Once those are done, I had pre-cut out my sentiment from the center of my square for my die cut, and I used Pizza Time for this particular project. I adhered my top to the top of my pizza box, and since it is patterned paper, it's easy to put in the P and the A in order to finish off my letters. Once the base of my Pizza Time box is completed, I want to add a sentiment, but I'm going to do that to the inside of my pizza box. And once again, it's easier to do it before adhering your pieces together. I had this pizza sentiment set just in my stash that I've had for a couple of years, and I thought this would be an absolute must for this project. After I get this lined up perfectly, I ink it up with my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. No one can top you, I felt was the perfect sentiment. I stamped this up a couple times using my chest compression method, so there's no smudging on any of my sentiments. Now, if by chance you got a smudge, or a fingerprint, which we all sometimes do, an easy solution is just to use your Mono Sand Eraser. Mine stays on my desk permanently. On to adhering my little pieces. Since I had already scored these earlier, this part is a breeze. All you do is add a little bit of your liquid glue. Mine happens to be Barely Arts liquid glue, which is my favorite liquid glue right now. And I just hold the pieces for just a few seconds, and voila, there you go. Once my box is complete and my glue has dried, I tried closing my box. But here is where I realized that I put the pattern paper on the bottom and not the top. So I end up cutting 2 more pieces and just adhere it to the sides. Not a big deal. Just adds a little extra touch having it onto both the top and the bottom. Now my box is exactly how I envisioned. Perfect. On to my pizza. Now with the Pizza Time die set, again from April 2025 release, you could do either the pizza slice or the whole pizza. For this particular project, I wanted to do the whole pizza. So I cut my base out of metallic silver cardstock, just so it kind of had like the aluminum foil effect. And then the crust part of my pizza, I used with Catherine Pooler Sandcastle ink, which was, I felt, going to be the perfect color of crust. Now for the top part of my pizza, I want this to look like baked cheese that just came out of the oven, so nice and gooey and melted with a little bit of darkness with a little bit of light, so quite a bit of contrast. So I use shea butter and whatever happens to be on my brush left over from the sandcastle. And I'm sure you can agree, that's the perfect pizza topping. Speaking of toppings, these little toppings are absolutely adorable. We have mushrooms, we have peppers, we have salami, we have onions. We have such an array of items to go on top of our pizza, and you can actually die cut this a couple of times. For this project, I only cut the pieces out once, and then I used my alcohol ink marker to color each of my pieces. Once all of my pieces were colored as well as put together, I adhere them to my pizza base. Now for all of my ingredients, reverse tweezers I found to be so incredibly helpful. Some of these pieces are a little on the tiny side, so these tweezers allow perfect placement. Again, I adhere each item with my liquid glue, which again is the Barely Arts glue. Isn't that pineapple so cute? It's right there in the top left-hand corner. What do you like on your pizza? I feel like my favorite is probably some barbecue chicken and maybe a little bit of pineapple. As you can see, if you had die cut these little ingredients a couple of times, you could create a very, very full pizza. Or just put what toppings you think would be the best for your recipient. Isn't that meatball cute? Now that I have all of my pieces adhered, it's time to put the pizza together. I put my cheese-covered toppings on top of my crust and again adhered it with my liquid glue. Then I placed my pizza on top of my silver pie pan and placed a heavy block on it just so it could adhere nicely. Once I let it set for just a couple of minutes, my pizza is done. I'm going to add it to this adorable little box. What an excellent idea. How cute is this little pizza? I totally love it. If this video made you hungry, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more creative inspiration, crafting tips, and fun tutorials. And as always, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the newest content. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.